Mojang did it, they finally listened to the community. After last week's terrible snapshot, mixing granite and tuff into the sulphur caves, which makes absolutely no sense. They've only come back from the depths of hell and risen up to glory. Because if I put TNT in a sulphur cube and light it, you can see that it is exploding. And when it explodes, blocks will go everywhere. I've just trapped this creeper within many TNT sulphur cubes. Let's see who survives. So like the TNT, and we're going to get out of here. A big explosion was left. So you're probably wondering, that sounds nice, but can we do aerial bombing now? Well, let's see. Let's spawn a happy gas, put a harness on it, let's grab a lead, attach that to this sulphur cube, and as we can see, you cannot attach a lead to a sulphur cube. It's a very sad day. However, once you put a block in it, you can attach a lead. And we now have a happy ghast armed with a TNT sulphur cube. Now we're going to grab a bow, and we're going to enchant it with flame, and we're going to name it the Igniter. And then we're going to fire at this sulphur cube, which will hopefully light up the TNT, and it does. And now when the happy gas goes up, it moves around the sulphur cube and it explodes. However, that's not all. So let's grab potent sulphur, and let's place 4 of it in a row. Then we'll place magma blocks underneath them, and then we're going to place water in them. And as you can see, currently they give the nausea effect still, as expected. However, a geyser comes out sometimes. So anyway, as you can see here, eventually a geyser will come out. And then when the geyser does come out, you theoretically should be able to go up on it. And you can. But the geyser size and speed relates to how much blocks of water there is. For example, with 3 blocks, the geyser will be very tall, but it is also slower to erupt. And we're just going to wait for that now to happen. And while we wait, why don't I tell you a story? Once upon a time, there was a developer named Mojang. 1 week ago, they ruined everything with their snapshot. But this week, they proved they can listen to the community and can provide actual good content for the fans. And for some reason, this geyser never seems like it's going to erupt, so we're just going to leave. Anyway, what else was added in this snapshot? Well, we can see here we've covered the new features part, and we can see down here if we can find what Mojang are planning to do for the rest of this update. So they added block tags, which certain mobs are immune to, and it's kind of a strange combination of mobs, to be honest. Fox, polar bear, snow golem, stray, wither skeleton. So from the snowy and nether regions, which leads me to think they might be adding a new nether biome with snow or some sort in it. They added all of this stuff for the geysers, and they fixed a lot of bugs. And they removed hoglins from spawning in peaceful mode, which kind of makes sense given the fact that they can and will kill you. You know what? I'm excited about this. Let's go back and look at the TNT sulphur cube. So let's spawn in a sulphur cube, put TNT in it. And what's really cool is you can get a dispenser, and you can put flint and steel inside of it. Then if we put a pressure plate, the sulphur cube is lit up. And we can knock the sulphur cube around and try and get it to the skeleton over here in time, which we can't. Because the fuse time is 6 seconds, I believe. Something important to note, that lighting up a sulphur cube and then blowing it up will not lead to any small sulphur cubes being spawned, which doesn't really make sense since the sulphur cube is technically dying. Anyway, even though in this snapshot Mojang delivered, there are still lots to fix up. I'm trying to find a sulphur spring because there's a sulphur cave right below us, but I can't see any. But I can tell you now that it still looks pitiful. Sulphur caves look uglier than ever with the mix of granite and tuff into the generation of it. Oh, and I also have to mention, sulphur spikes have unique sounds now. Previously they used the dripstone sounds, but I think these sound way better. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.